Kaya observed two men who had the same job as hers. She left her camera and walked towards the two young men who were still holding their cameras.
Seniors.
Alaric greeted her. How did your shots turn out? Any problems? Or do you face any challenges or something? Kaya asked the two who had just arrived. They gave a thumbs-up sign, indicating that everything was fine and perfect.
Following the instructions and training, there are no flawed or bad scenes. Their acting was great.
Alaric replied to Kaya's question. Dustin simply nodded. Great, so there are no scenes that need to be res-hot. Kaya mumbled with a relieved tone.
This is the perfect scene we've shot so far. They looked very natural during their acting.
Dustin proudly and satisfactorily commented. Alaric and Kaya nodded in agreement with his words. I'm very sleepy. Can you help gather the cameras? Kaya yawned, covering her mouth with her right hand. It was understandable that she was tired. It was late at night, and they had been working all afternoon to prepare for the perfect shoot.
It's easy. I can take care of that.
Alaric responded agreeably.
Leave it to us.
Okay, thank you. I'm leaving now. See you tomorrow. Kaya said her goodbyes and walked away, leaving the two men. They immediately organized and stored the equipment they used. They all worked together to tidy up all the props, especially the large and heavy equipment. Even the girls, dressed like ghostly figures, helped in tidying up the place. It was late at night, and the large house had 3 rooms that were cleaned and prepared for them to stay in. All the film crew used the film production setting as their lodging. Kyrie initially suggested staying in an inn, but the long distance between the inn and the filming location made the crew, especially the men responsible for carrying equipment, believe that moving and storing their belongings would waste time and energy. If they left their equipment on the filming location, they feared theft. The last option was to stay in the house. Besides not wasting time during travel, there would be no need for moving equipment and redecorating the set daily. So they cleaned 3 rooms for the 3 groups, the first one for the senior crew, the second for the women, and the third for the men. At first, some of the girls refused to stay in the house because of the conditions and rumors that said the house was truly haunted. Unfortunately, they had no other choice because the majority agreed to stay in the house. Once they weighed the benefits, it was hard to reject staying in the house. All of them were stuck there without other options. The women, who had only been cleaning up lightweight equipment, finished first. The senior and junior teams tidied up and changed their clothes together. The men were still tidying up the heavier equipment, and they made sure all the doors and windows were locked to minimize the risk of theft. In the room, Raylene, Lucelyn, and Kyrie were already fast asleep in their sleeping bags. Kaya, Charlize, and Cereza were still busy in front of their laptops. Kaya had closed her eyes several times, prompting Charlize to nudge her to keep her awake. How is it? Everything's done. Kaya wanted to get some rest. She was very tired. She was wearing a black nightgown, while Cereza was wearing pajamas with short sleeves. Even her pants were short. Charlize wore pajamas with long pants, but her top was short-sleeved. So far, so good, but who knows if something changes tomorrow? Cereza replied. It's late now. You go to bed first. I'm going to back up the data. Cereza always made backup copies of all the recorded video as a routine, just in case something happened to the laptop. This way, she would not have to worry about any unexpected occurrences in the future. All right, we'll check the shoot results one by one tomorrow. It's already past midnight. Charlize agreed, not wanting to keep Kaya awake, as she was already very sleepy. Reclining on the sleeping bag was pure bliss at the moment. All right. Kaya nodded, and without waiting for a response from anyone, she immediately went to her sleeping bag. Charlize also got up and made her way to her sleeping bag. I'm going to sleep first. You should avoid staying up late, Charlize told Cereza before lying down. Roger that, Miss Leader, this won't take long. Cereza replied respectfully. The conversation ended there because Charlize and Kaya had already fallen asleep within a minute of lying down. Eventually, Cereza was left working alone. She worked as quickly as she could to back up all the files. The room was silent, and although everyone was tired, none of them snored. The sounds of Cereza's keyboard and mouse were the only noises heard in the room. Cereza worked as fast as she could. She made sure to stay focused to prevent any errors that might cause problems. A few seconds after clicking the last button, the backup process began. "Okay, just have to wait for it to finish." Cereza mumbled quietly, lifting her hands from the keyboard and taking a deep sigh. The entire process took less than 5 minutes after Kaya and Charlize left her to work alone. The screen showed the backup in progress at 5%. Cereza yawned, rubbed her tired eyes. "I guess this will take a few minutes, I'm tired." Cereza stretched and let out a big yawn. She was sleepy, but she didn't want to fall asleep during this process, as something unexpected might happen. Cereza stood up from her chair, ready to take a walk while waiting for the backup to finish. She didn't want to fall asleep, just in case something occurred that she needed to contact someone inside the house or for additional light. Before leaving her room, Cereza grabbed her phone, just in case she needed it or had to call someone inside the house. It also served as extra lighting. Outside her room, she walked through a quiet and dark corridor. The moonlight shining through the window without curtains provided minimal light. Cereza turned on the flashlight on her phone for additional illumination. Her fingers directed the phone's light to various areas of the corridor. Cereza didn't feel suspicious or afraid, and she was sure that everyone was too tired to wake up because of some noise. Before going outside the room, Cereza decided to wear her fuzzy slippers to ensure that she would not make any noise. The slippers were also soft, so they didn't produce any sound. Additionally, she believed that everyone was too exhausted to wake up because of any noise. Cereza, wearing her fuzzy slippers, walked away from the room. She used her phone's flashlight to light her way through the silent and eerie corridor. Although there was moonlight, the nighttime atmosphere made the place seem particularly quiet and frightening. Despite the haunted appearance of the house, with its dark decorations and a chilling atmosphere, it was even creepier at night. The silence and darkness intensified the horror, making the place appear much scarier. But there were no visible ghosts or apparitions. If it wasn't for the approval of her friends and the juniors, Cereza would have been reluctant to stay the night in a place with such a scary and eerie atmosphere. She preferred staying in a hotel or any other accommodation with a better view and more comfort. Unfortunately, the decision had been made, and she had lost the vote.